Thank you for joining me today on Paint a Beautiful Picture. This is episode number 176. Why now? Often in counseling with people, I will hear them say, Why? Why? Why me? Why this? Why that? Why is this happening to me now? These are common questions in the human experience. Let's be serious. All of us wonder what in the world is going to come next. Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to my child? And why now? I mean, they're normal questions, right? We just wonder these things. Today, we're going to talk about the principle of why now. Okay, so we're already dealing with a sick parent. We recently lost our job. The kids have been insane for a couple of weeks because apparently our stress is feeding them. And suddenly, of course, the refrigerator goes out. Oh, and it's leaking water underneath of the kitchen sink. Like, why now? Do I not have enough to handle? Is there not enough going on? Why now? Oh, and bonus, one of your kids ran the car into the garage door, so both the garage door and the bumper on the car have a dent in them. Yeah, why now? Fair, reasonable questions. Let's talk about that. When we're already stressed out, for whatever reason, we do tend to pass that on to our kids. So when we're already having a rough experience, our boss is acting like a jerk, we're not getting along all that great with our spouse at the moment, one of our parents is sick, our sister's dealing with chemotherapy too, and the kids are going berserk too. Yeah, because they're feeding off of our stress and tension. And when people are stressed out, they're more preoccupied with this, what's going wrong thing right here, and paying less attention to all of these other things. So the kids are feeling like nobody's paying attention to them and no one loves them and no one cares. And of course, they're going to act worse at those times. And we are more prone to accidents or doing things that can cause more trouble because we're so focused on this thing right here. There isn't anything wrong with what I'm describing to you. I'm just describing to you the normal course of events. When there are multiple things wrong, it's more likely that something else is going to happen too. And sometimes we're contributing to that. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes things just go wrong, and it happens in conjunction with a number of other things that are going wrong. So we feel like we're already overwhelmed, and this one more thing, or two or three more littler things, happen on top of it. We're about ready to lose our minds. We're at the breaking point. Okay, let's talk about this because this is a foundational principle of life that we're going to help our children learn. When things are going badly, admit what it is. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm at the breaking point. I don't have the energy. I am not getting enough sleep. I am cranky. I am frequently angry. I am not being my best self. Whatever it is, admit how you're doing. Acknowledge that you might need help. So you go to your spouse. I really need help from you. I need extra support from you. I know we're both going through this. I get that. I really get this. I'm doing my best to be supportive of you, but I'm acknowledging to you, I need support from you too. I need help from you too. This is stressing us all out. I know we need to be in this together. We've been arguing more. I'm sure that's the stress that both of us are feeling. But no, I'm acknowledging to you, I need your help. I need to be on the same page with you. I need you on the same page with me. I need your help and support. Acknowledge that to your family, to your mom and dad, to your brothers and sisters. Listen to how they're feeling also. Listen to how your mate is feeling also, how they're doing, how they're handling all this chaos and stress and all this difficult stuff. So you're going through it together instead of butting heads while it's going on. And remember, everyone is not going to have the same emotional response to a situation. Your response is not right. Theirs is not wrong. Theirs is not right. Yours is not wrong. They're just different. And walking through it together means listening to what they're going through and expressing truthfully what you're going through and saying, okay, I need support right here. Oh, and it sounds like you really need my support right here. I might even need encouragement from you. Well, I know, sweetheart, on the inside you're falling apart, but let me tell you, let me encourage you. You look great on the outside. The kids are holding up because of your strength and your inner tenacity to keep going. This is great. I really want to encourage you that I know you might need a break for a little while here and there, but wow, you're doing great with this. You do need to take care of yourself. You might need a break. I don't mean take off for 3 weeks when your sister's in the middle of chemo. I mean a couple hours here and there to really go do something. Go get a massage because you need it. Go out and have a beer with your friends. I didn't say get wasted. Just go out and have a beer with your friends and let some steam off for a little while. You know, you might actually need to do something apart in taking care of yourself and get a little bit of stress relief. And one of the challenging ones, no question about this, is to spiritually access help. That means go, you know what, God? I'm not handling this very well. I'm not sure where you are, and I'm not sure why you're letting all this go down in my world, but wow, I could really use some help here. I need your help with my own inner peace and my own inner strength. And I need some help, so send me somebody to walk alongside of me. My spouse isn't being supportive. We're both going through this together. I'm having a hard time with him. I'm having a tough time with her. I need someone else alongside of me. Surprise me. Send me somebody great who's going to lend me support, who's going to stand with me and encourage me and help me through this really difficult patch of life right here. That's okay. Believe me, you're going to need some help, and sometimes it might be unexpected places. And even if you don't have a great relationship with God, I kid you not, I still think it's very appropriate to cry out to God. Say, look, God, this is way more than I can hack. You want to do something for me here? It may be the first conversation you ever have with Him. That's okay. It's a very appropriate conversation in the middle of something that's very overwhelming to you. So make use of everything you got. Cry out to God too. Then, this is what I really want you to know. You talk to yourself reasonably. Everybody goes through horrible times. I'm not the only one. Real story, right? Yeah, I'm really frustrated today, but I don't need to act terribly. I'm really at the end of my rope here, but I can tie on one more knot and hang on because my kids need me. My spouse needs me. My work needs me. My sister needs me. Okay, I can dig deep and come up with one more little bit of reserve. Okay, and I can solve this problem. If I can't, I'm going to find someone who can. I'm not a plumber, so I've got to find a plumber. I don't know where to find a plumber, so I'm going to ask a couple of friends of mine. Oh, yeah, so and so's pipes broke last winter. They got some help. I'm going to call them. Who's your plumber? Call that person. I need you here today. Yeah, I can problem solve. I'm capable of doing that. My kid ran into the car door, the garage door, messed up the front of the car and the garage. I'm just going to call the insurance adjuster and say, come take a look. And no matter what they have to say, I'm not going to feel badly about this. I'm not going to get all over my kid. All of us are stressed. It's okay. The problem's going to get taken care of. We'll take care of the door. We'll take care of the car. I can do this. I can problem solve. You keep talking to yourself reasonably, you're going to stay calmer. You can also crank yourself up. This is true in reverse. And this is also true in reverse with your kids. You can make it much worse. You can increase the stress level. You can increase the chaos level. You can increase the dysfunction. You really can do that. That's why I'm saying to you, when things are kind of calm, prepare yourself. Everyone comes across a rough patch. Everyone alive, sooner or later. Some of us have had more rough patches than we meant to have or that we ever imagined that we would have. But I can do this. It is manageable, and this is what it takes. So, in teaching your children and laying down a foundational principle, you say to them, everybody in the whole wide world has troubles. Someday, somewhere, you're going to hit a part of life where you're going to have a lot of troubles. It won't be a trouble. It will be trouble after trouble. It'll just pile down on you. Be like, Ah, why now? Why is this coming? I'm already dealing with a new baby and I'm already dealing with a new job. I'm already dealing with what happened in my world. And now suddenly you're going to stand here and tell me that my dad has cancer and I've got one more thing to handle when I don't need to handle any more things. It's going to come. It is. And you can handle it. You can make it. And I'm going to help you understand how you handle it and how you make it through those rough patches of life. One of the principles of being a parent, I believe, is good preparation. You cannot prepare for every eventuality because you just don't have a clue what might come your way. It's honestly true. No one ever goes, okay, well, when I have cancer, if I have cancer, I'm going to blah, 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 blah. No one does. They hear those words, you have cancer. They are freaking out in their mind. They are so upset in their heart. They can't imagine why. Why? No kidding. And yet, they can manage it. I'm going to share with you a really remarkable story about a young woman that was a patient of mine. She had to have a C-section because she had a really dysfunctional, very like 2-day long labor and she couldn't deliver the baby. She ended up with a section. Not the day after the C-section, but the second day afterwards, I was listening to her chest because sometimes post-operatively you get pneumonia and we always listen. I was really listening to her chest. I came to this patch right above her midline, and I was trying to hear breath sounds. And it was the first day I had taken care of her. I was trying to hear breath sounds. I couldn't hear any breath sounds. I mean, I could hear nothing. I really, really, really listened. I couldn't hear anything. So then I was going every couple inches. I was really doing a very thorough exam on her. I read back through a lot of other people's notes, and I didn't see anything. Nobody else had noticed anything. So I went to her doctor and I said, yeah, something's really wrong here. I don't know what it is, but yeah, something's really wrong here. Turns out she had this mass, gigantic, cancerous mass in her chest. And the hormones of pregnancy made it significantly worse, but nobody ever picked up on it till I discovered this lack of sound in her chest. And it was going to be fatal. That was all there was. So she made a really hard decision. She and I actually talked about it, and she called me many, many nights because I worked at night, even for months and months. She did not do chemo or radiation. She knew she was going to die, and she decided she was going to spend the last months or years of her life with her child rather than being sick and whatever, because there was no way that this was going to get cured, and she knew it. She made an entire set of video recordings for her daughter and wrote her a long series of letters so that through every major birthday of her life till she was 25 and through every major life event that she had, including kindergarten and graduation from 5th grade and graduating from high school and college. It was extensive what this woman did for her little girl. And just before her daughter's first birthday, she died. She really actively took this empowerment story of what she could do incredibly seriously. And I was so proud of her because though she didn't have a long life, she had a good life. I say that to you and I tell you this story because you may have had and you may be having right now a really difficult life. And I really want to acknowledge to you that that is painful and frustrating and sometimes really sad. I know that. But I want to say to you that what you do with what is happening is probably as important or more important than the events themselves. So I want you to learn to handle things the best you possibly can. And I want you to lay down this foundational principle in your child's life. There will be rough times, and we're going to help you gain skills to get through those times and come out the other side okay as you can be, and maybe even proud of yourself about the way you handled things. I'm really glad you've been with me today on Paint a Beautiful Picture. I hope that you have a wonderful day. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button.